Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I will show you guys a server motherboard which is Supermicro X9DRX. This motherboard has a whopping 11 PCIe slots, but they are not all PCIe Gen 3. The lower 10 slots are PCIe Gen 3, and the first one is PCIe Gen 2, so that, in theory, it can run 10 3060s and one other card. 10 3060s running on one system, could it work? Let's find it out. For CPUs, I'm using the same CPU from last video. It's E5 2609. I've ordered 4 2603 for less than $5, and the seller sent 4 2609 to me. For heatsink, I've got 2 Cooper server cooler, which have 4-pin PWM connector fans. It's like 2U height. Because of the low profile, PCIe riser cables could run more fluently. The motherboard only have PCIe X8 slot, so I got a lot of PCIe X8 to X16 converter. Slot it in, and it becomes a PCIe X16 slot. For PCIe risers, I would like to use the ADT risers which was used in the last 2 videos. The black ADT ones, I think the signal of it could be cleaner than the cheap gray ones. And let's build it up. First, align the triangle of your CPU and the motherboard socket and put it in. Then, put 9-point thermal compound on each CPU. Finally, screw in the CPU cooler with opposite corner order. At the top left corner, put in 2 CPU 8-pin power connector and a motherboard 24-pin connector. Put in a 3060 and try to test the system for the first time, and the system didn't post. And I've bought a VGA to HDMI converter to try to see what the motherboard integrated GPU outputs. And let's try to power it on. Oh, the Supermicro logo showed up. Let's try to enter BIOS. Entering setup. Okay, we are now in the BIOS. Let's see what showed up here. The model is Supermicro X9DRX. System date is 2015, because I've changed the battery in case of other problems. And the memory shows 4G. CPU socket information is also showed up. PCIE launch storage OP 这个没关系 PCIE latency timer 64 Here is above 4G decoding. For multi-GPUs, this is necessary. VGA priority could be chosen onboard or offboard. Save changes and reset. After a while, it boots into Windows. I've just used the SSD from the last video, Inspur X79 server motherboard. And this motherboard is the same platform, so I think it could be work besides reinstall the OS. In Device Manager, we can see one 3060 is showed. Let's try to plug in the monitor to 3060. It is working, but a little bit strange. It becomes the second monitor in Windows. Here I want to change display setting, and the display setting window was in the main screen. Many viewers asked me the same question, why their 3060 rig monitor is stacked. It is not stacked. Its Windows don't know which monitor is the main monitor you are watching. In this situation, we can use Windows plus P to change the setting of the screen. Also, in many times, you will try several times to make the main screen correct. And the system works fine with one 3060. Let's shut it off and insert more cards. I don't recommend the gray cheap risers, because the longer version won't work. Only the shortest version could be work. With the 8 to 16 adapter, the card was a little bit higher, and it's good for the right one cable. Let's try the 4 cards first. Put in the HDMI cable in the first card, and connect the molecs of the risers. We can see the risers are very tight, and the first fan of the left card is blocked, and the second fan sucking hot air from the right card. Could the riser working properly? And could the card cool properly? Let's find it out. Windows was booted up, and the screen is freezed. That's okay. The NVIDIA driver is picking up new devices. After a while, it gets into Windows. In Device Manager, 4 cards are running well. In T-Rex Miner, it can run properly. Installing 10 cards are a little bit harder than before. You will consider the location of the motherboard and the GPUs. And the riser cable's length was also need to be considered. If the cable too long or too short, it will make problems. And make sure you have a good quality electrical magnetic shielding cables. 10-card system booted into Windows. When you have so many graphics cards and putting HDMI dummy plugs, Windows will be confused. The only thing you can do was trying Windows plus P. You can see there are 10 screens recognized by Windows. Now the system is very laggy. The task of NVIDIA container using CPU so high. Wait for a while, it will become silent. And we can see all cards are showed here. GPU 0 to GPU 9. 10 3060s in one system. Is that crazy? Let's overclock the GPUs. Core -200, video memory 1150, and power limit, let's try 70% at first. Apply. Okay, our 10 cards are running at that speed. And let's start T-Rex Miner, mining Ethereum. 10 cards are showed in T-Rex Miner. Okay, 10 cards in one system is done. No, it's not done yet. That system rebooting every 15 minutes. That's the gray cable's fault. So I ordered another ADT1. Finally, the system runs stable. Until now, it runs 6 days with one reboot. We can see the hash rate of 482 megahash per second. Every card is running above 48 megahash. I'm overclocking not so aggressive, with 1100 mAh, 75 power limit. The parts in this system was listed on the screen. Yes, 103060 can run on one system and stable. We can see the power usage is about 1500 watts. The average power consumption of 3060 is about 150. I think it's reasonable about 3060 running Ethereum. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and comments. Hope you guys doing well and have a good life. See you next video. Bye bye.